Yebesi toilets, Amamu. Yebesi toilets. In all, Yebesi 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all.
We are Osibo Solutions.
Toilet man.
One job, 3 shifts, 3 people. Mugabe Didi. Extraordinary problems require extraordinary solutions for extraordinary results. And so businesses and public organizations will be encouraged to operate 24/7 in 3 shifts of 8 hours each. This will boost production, it will increase employment and provide well-paying jobs. It will transform Ghana into an import substitution and export-led country.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
In the last election, I got to Abano. Apa is a bit done. On TV as was and also on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics. You're free in studio. 37 at BBC Street, Osu, editor in all the 16 regions across the country, north, south, east, and west. Upper East region radio stations, Makoma Komi and Sani Kremo, Wempan Sampa Wende FM, and so Ukremo Ewo Pusiga. Bokuya source 100.1 FM and Zabela ASFs FM Bole Aya Inkeligi FM wa AW FM Tainet 9.9 FM so in Soko Sansuna Suma FM Ewo Nkra Nkwanta half original capital go so Nananum 92.5 FM Nedunu FM so Ewo Sankore Yenu anuma ewo Takrade Fire Sharp 106.9 FM Sansuna Eziama Elembele Western 100.3 FM. Voter Regional Capital Ho a Global 105.1 FM. Uti Region you 79.7 FM Okete Krachi. Sansuna Boom FM wo dia second. KFM wo pasa omunyina efa Jume DB ene ewie London GFM Radio and Fire Life Radio. Virginia our America memo Donald Trump krum Apple 68 FM. Eno ene nsem awodwa ene yabo ano His Excellency John Dramani Mahama few minutes about 48 minutes ago what me congratulate president elect United States of America we 47th president of the United States of America Donald Trump na just nsem no congratulations former president Donald J Trump on your re-election as President of the United States of America. I trust your re-election will bring greater prosperity to the American people and strengthen peace, security, and economic growth worldwide. We in Sema, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on also a day at 20 and every year about 48 minutes ago at the Akoma President-elect in the United States of America, Donald Trump. I just say and also and some no na Donald Trump nkunim dia abai ama Ghana fo nyina chese utimi say was sam kwanya no papa chese enye asem ketu akora ewo America memu na chese Donald Trump nkunim die no atumi akosu ye papa ye hwede koso ewo America mem.
We're going to fix everything about our country, and we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. It's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. I want to be the first to congratulate our great, now I can say, Vice President-elect of the United States, J.D. Vance. And his absolutely remarkable and beautiful wife, Usha Vance. And he's a feisty guy, isn't he? You know, I've said, go into the enemy camp. And you know, the enemy camp is certain networks. And a lot of people don't like to, sir, do I have to do that? He just goes, okay, which one?
Very well. Not just a year Florida, a year convention center. And a win na sa victory in Kunimdi no etumi otumidi sem nyina etu dwa ewo. US ambassador to Ghana, a year Virginia, a year Palmer, one also akasa for new development in the US. And what time they are to just say Ghana, any American Yinano, Omubenya, a new administrations in both countries, US and Ghana, democracy was say a very important to both the United States of America and Ghana. Yente Yamame, ya no na American woman, name sini ya wo my Ghana mu, a year Virginia Palmer, Nesamo Nesudi Tuja after Donald Trump a year victory.
Ghana's is the last in calendar year 2024, so I think sort of the exclamation mark on a year of what celebration of democracy. I think Ghana's democracy is the most important thing, and we've had some interesting conversations with Ghanaian officials about the need to have a democracy dividend even in established democracies, so that, for example, the countries of the Central Sahel look and say, wow, because Ghana is democratic and stable, they are prospering. And so I'm looking to deepen the economic partnership too. And I know there are lots of American companies and development finance institutions that are looking at greater investment in Ghana and partnership in Ghana. Ghana is the 4th country in Africa, I think, where we've announced it. We also have instituted that policy in Europe and Latin America. It's not directed at the government of Ghana or at particular political parties, but we can not just refuse visas, but revoke visas for people who undermine or interfere with Ghana's democratic process. I think it's a very useful tool to have. I hope I don't have to use it. I hope it will deter bad behavior and hate speech. And I hope that I'll call again for early signing of the Peace Pact. I'll call on political leaders to come down hard on other candidates in races down the ticket, or even people just raising a ruckus in constituencies across the nation for coming out and saying that's not the kind of election we want to have. I saw a great poster. I went to see the Northern Regional Minister, or the Regional Minister for Northern Region, and he had a big sign on the front door that said, "Don't insult your political opponents," which I thought, well, that sums it up. That's a good message. So it's a tool we have available. You'll see more of it around the world. Ghana's not singled out, nor is the government of Ghana or any political party, but we are not afraid to use it if there are any parties, any people or parties that...
Palmer, United States of America, Munem Senior or Ghana ha, one Amotin can was service and issue ma kore be revoku. Ye ma want to mean too quite. Into Ghana ha no hate speech and young sebi ye handi over ye new way or say will be our be under money democracy was America for to be one tefe 2 year do odin kunum do odin kugu edin kugu. Now be je de say we call a year America. A year one vice president I friend say a year Harris no ono car or the buses are no the end campaign no and neighbor we are the same. A year Harris was and I just say no na wo hwe said the car and colors in the city no na ba omiansu ko wiae and ono so the amane MPP colors na wo mu nyina baby He say Harris edi kan awe one ne boss bidding na edi so and was said abi adu no hu so baby inti Harris me said na na do eja okobi mu nyeye ba o man pipi fo na hu say eja genti anu abi adum adu no ye dan ya ebedum inti o say de sha ba o mi ansa no kodum no ne ka kire say ye de sha ono no sa na eja okodum no inti wo ha we die no ne ntwere yenko we mean say it is possible say we be lose eno na da ho no san say lose ni de eno na aba no America for kura say omo pe experience into masa akofa Donald Trump the number na wo te Ghana ha onya visa abeja kwa America for pe change ya wo de what ya say possible there na possible be any baby ha America for so mu here tried and tested will be our experience enye will be oye meet a obekwa akoto amanfo aye den egu eno ene ye ka ho asem se de American dollar no ye da so gina America no dollar no se de mu kwa na ekosoro November bosumi aye wura mu ene ne da etoso enso no dollar no kwa na ekoso enei so wura Forest Bureau na je se dollar no eda 17.3 ene eda 17.3 na esema na nado in 2016 we kwagina abusu kan okasa efa ho se Ghana yensi ni no se de hata no enu nti anu akwakofa ba omia ba se ba omia meboa no na ontumi enyi wo man emfiri wo ha mu se de be ya spare parts dealers ni mo mokọ kwanse kofa ne ma no omo ho betimi aheha wo mu nei ye bisa se abrajo ma meja ma na 3.8 yemfa no 4 enei akodu 17.3 dien na wo kai fa nana nsema o kan way back in 2016 yenkotie no
sile na ya hata awodi mbieni anu tina woni edika no yenya ho faso ka ho bi tina me kofa abawomia so be kame ho ye hihye ye sika sam no eyiye na sika no emunye dubio
Tama for Bashano Suno Makaya in October 31st, 2016, Gabi Asari Wachida tweeted about the NDC campaign on infrastructure. Yenti Yanshe and Sema Twitter Gabi Edeba, na nina no say infrastructure there and no and a Ghana for better so the atuaba na a be heading a heavy batches economy and yes way hospital and no nina a good thing but over near Kosu and say Ghana for no ever to aba. Omo behwe se the economy no esitie eno anti na eno so etumi eba we say contracting loans and investing them in infrastructure then Ekwadonko can do that just say ensema Gabi ekan ye eno no Gabi kureya sa twete say America for aba omo beto no wo hwe se ne AC ekona na just say papa ye friend say Donald Trump no ade say amanfo be reject no makwa akofa Harris nei Harris wadi nkugu a America for akofa Donald Trump ti amanfo bi say Gabi ene wugina bia ene sen Ministry of Interior omo de krata ba bonten say chiri enkopon ya adoma if you dey di enim ene ye 6 right if you dey di enim on the 8th November 8 no enya ade a public holiday na amanfo susu say bia Farmers Day no omo betwen ede aba eda ifiada na no na honorable Henry Kwoti MP osaye Minister for the Interior o de krata aba bonten ya omchire say nyakopon ya adoma edafiada edi enimu enye holiday nti Ghana for enhye so said the bear obi abetumi asori na wakọ nunwuma so na no so ne ewo ho no na ensema ebobo ba efa Speaker of Parliament ene nsentwerefo nhie mo oyeye no kire say sitting arrangement ewo Parliament no eno enye ne responsibility enye ne dwuma no na etena de ebesi wo Parliament di wontimi nkire nsentwerefo bi san say obetimi a kire de ebekina ebekoso wo Parliament say wontimi enkire ne ebekoso etena de ewo be butu na wan ne be hyeche nkonya no doyo ne be hyeche na one clerk fo no ene be ya arrangement na wo matimi ya na hefo na ekotena majority NDC ana MPP na ekotena majority MPP fo be sa work away mba work out ana say ne be si akọ ewo mrese beje fie ho speaker de atuja say Godfrey Dami abra no ono oye ne national service ewo parliament no ye leader ewo parliament house na ne semfo a wona ma okeka no obehia no aka ne peace of mind e de akire Godfrey Dami otwetwa bi nso aye den yentie speaker kakra. Our go for Damidiano.
Some senior citizens, patrons of the country, who actually got in touch with me. The leadership of the NPP members have not gotten in touch with me. They haven't. But don't forget, the law is that the Supreme Court can always differ from its earlier decision. That is a danger. So for a purpose, I can give a judgment and ruling to favor the situation. Tomorrow, I say, no, I disagree with that. And that is permitted by law. So when you tell me that, it means that the Supreme Court is supreme. And so when it orders, I must obey. When I know the same Supreme Court can disorder, you have to raise a question back. I'm a lawyer by profession. And the first time I appeared in the Supreme Court was 1983. 1983. That was my first case in the Supreme Court. I don't know whether those who are going there now were born, but it's okay. There was some song, it's too late to say that you are sorry. After you broken my heart. When I needed you to satisfy my soul. You turn your back and said.
Fantastic Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Aban Babin, on an SMA, or the Etuja Enono. Now, you best quote ye a year, Mammy Doyo, or no, and a year majority, deputy majority, a year chiefship. Now, was a sitting arrangement in Oka Mobile anything?
MPs, Supreme Court, really a basse, Yama, MP to sing your Majuma. Supreme Court and Minch, majority, the minority. Microphone beba no mo say Supreme Court so mo mra omo beba no mo ba as a different group because they are no longer MPP members and they are no longer NDC members. Inti me na me deputy second deputy majority whip me na me ne clerks no be ba ko na hyehyɛ nkonwa ba hyehyɛ nkonwa wo mfifi wa mo atrase na omo metena ho. Ebi say so ma independent the klamu nyan wini nti afa na mepedin bi a ye de be ma wo mo e wo mfifin yo ebi say omo nya MPP omo nya NDC omo be hye mfifin nipa 4 no omo hye mfifin ho a na majority atena speaker nimfa so na minority atena speaker banku so sise no NDC ye 136 MPP ye 135 and na unknown group so ye 4 omo be hye mfifi once ya parties ni say unya akoya de foforo pe ye yiwa frim NDC aka MPP aka parliament nso aka inti no enya se obi na ede boapayo eye bibi court say wo mra na mom internal affairs ni de follow within ye MPs no enya court
baby foforo as second deputy majority whip. Pakunya ama sa independent candidate no. So already we are members of parliament.
We are members of parliament na say oh to some dani apan. Omo sensan ho so mo ye omo wodua e wo esi nyina nti ye ni baby omo wo sisei omo sensan ho nti omo be hye mfifi ombeshe ye be mo makonwa wo mfifi ano ho baby no mo atema nipa 4 na court so mo mra no mbeba once a court a hye ne de say speaker nya announce say court so mo mra na me ye second deputy majority whip me mo makonwa wo mfifi ho no mo ntra ho omo tra ho a no mo nya adwuma na mom omo vote internal affairs de anya court na be kire ye
omo ye mpi nkwado metumi avoti
oh si say omo nka party bia ho omo ye independent for na ebe mo makonya esa court so mo mra mbeba na mo ntana affairs ne de no fa court ho bio court so mo mra nto mbeba o mo be witness proceedings o me hye mfifi
na just certain arrangement no sentwefo amoko bisaye no he ma mi na be hu adwuma nti mo amoko ya press conference na se no moko bisa certain arrangement no eno ho moye na ye de amamo no ensam ne de edosu yi papa na ba bia yaduro no ensam ho papa Nyakopon ya adoma ye Friday di anyum adezale 8 am na chese His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wakopie mu ewo eye kaswa ya chese rally kese pa yenu aba na akoyo ya ono ejine mu ediama eye NDC amonyuku wutu senya eye east south is this south or east mame encheke honi ye wutu senya hono na chese eye kaswa ene ne patem hono ade se wugina ne naso ye papa ya chese enye asem ketu akwa nti monhya ne so se main lorry station ewo kaswa runabout ho na dwumadi ni nyina be den ebetumi akoso na enua ba ye na akoyo obegina ne naso akasa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ono so ebe kasa ono na ye special guest of honor eye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nti hye no so se Nyakopon eye adoma ho be ye butu ho be gigim na se enya ade se ewo se uyi ho ye den efi hukra ema bibia so etimi ekoso well okay ensem ho na mode amunya abotre na ye hwe ensem awodo a bobo eba ene anwumre yenua eyesofo Kennedy tetebremu wa hwere ne yere ya sofo Kennedy de ene ayinim se opambo ba eno no nti baby opambo bi amenya wutu senya ise de mekan ye no ka so afo no monhye no so nti yenua eyesofo Kennedy tetebremu na chese Nyankopon ya adoma wo ye ne yere 1 week Nyankopon ya adoma weekend ya ewo eye north suntres obantama nti sofo Kennedy ye ma wo hyeden se opambo ba efe ne opambo ba na chese chief ene sofo kum chacha munyina ebe obi sofo Kennedy nyame emfa wo yere ne kra ensi na on hye won so on hye wodin papa na koso bo adwuma edema eye odimafo nyame abra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama esia eye clergy no na odimu tintima yie pa nti sofo Kennedy ye mawo eye hyeden well ye ne sofo Kennedy ednesi woni de yenko na ye ne eye Dr. Amponsan ni nkomo ye ba afei honorable Namwale wa ha sanso na honorable Sorogonsu wa ha ye be digest issues no doc
eya na me baha metaka yare ho asem sede ebe ya obenya nkwa obenyini ache na obetumu ahwe wabusua enu nti enne last week me ka se meka diabetes ho asem na manka enu nti enne me pese me kire wo diabetes sede yete na enema edeba ade ma wotumu nya diabetes na enema ensase oye me be kire oyiye pa na me free ho a na fe matoa so obi biara a wo hwe me se wo ne diabetes ya tie me wo obi atie me tie me ye pa na nye no nko e na me ka ho asem yare bi abawiase a ye frɛ diabetes anase asikyire yare sanka asikyire na de ma wo a nka wo jadi a ekɔ enye saa na tie o doctor no nkyerɛ wo yie enu nti ama aya wo se asikyire ne yese ema asikyire yare da bi nya saa na tie bibi wo wo yam mami free ni sei enipadua na nyame bo yen no wabɔ bibi wo wo yam a ewo obrebo nom ye frɛ no pancreas saa pancreas no na juma ne se ede insulin no ye adwuma ma wo ye ka se insulin a eye asikyire a emao energy ahoden saa pancreas ene de ye adwuma ma wo na pancreas no kwan a ofa so ye adwuma ni se wudidi na aduane no ye adwuma wie a aduane na ye adwuma wie no ebeda ne sugar asikyire a broni se insulin saa asikyire yi eno ene mao energy sade me kan no na se o pancreas no ayare a ontum mfa saa asikyire no enya adwuma ma wo enti ebasa asichire no bekwa akofa emojam na broni aka akire wo se wo diabetes na yenso yakane se wo asichire yare Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital majumani sa wo pancreas no yare a me collect wo pancreas no na masa pancreas no yare na pancreas na beye adwuma ama wo eba no saa onyare diabetes biem mese mesa wo pancreas no yare se pancreas no hotono a obehu se adwuma bi wo ho se oye asichire bi akommajam se otwede ye adwuma ma nipadua no eba saa onye diabetes patient biem wa yare fadro ena anase yes bebre diabetes nko ejuba Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital na me collect pancreas no na pancreas no yi asichira akọ mojam na hoto kama me de machine bi aba ye friend magic machine sa afidie ye de si pancreas no so na pancreas no cells na awu no ya nyane no na afi pancreas na start aye adwuma fufuo mpo wudi a megidi se etumo do wafa diabetes yadro 3 years 5 years 10 years 20 years 25 years to 30 years enko adro na ofa no ebesa yare a anka menya hwe wose ebedi wanyiya nanso hwemra wafa adro akodru so far asichire na akọ wuni paduanom no ese wuni padua no ama wu nyini force babi ense asichire kwa akonti ama wo brother no kura yare ena jonso kakra bi ba brother na e wose wutu America nte sa oba jonso wo ho affectia affect wo prostate affectia maseseyidie wa ho ode wo mpam kura no asei Dr. Amponsa ma promise o say ba bibiara a wo hye no bra na mensa yare ye was Competence Coastal Junction unyadru Coastal Junction bo was a taxi station bi wo buso mo say o hwe Dr. Amponsa mo amu Kumasi nyina Ashanti region ye wo hwim Tigo Junction taxi rank wa ene ye wo sunwane ye wo New V Arena yasi wo Koto Krum kwa no so no ne wo positive wa e ho nso oba abeto ye magic machine na make ho asem no sunwane de bi ni ho ene ti sawo ye obi opesa oba magic machine so a ada so obeba Kumasi ana Accra magic machine adwuma ye ni obi awo wachika se ya wo ya che a enko just 20 minutes ebejai obi awa yare sisi yare a enko ya the magic machine si usu a 20 minutes pens ni nyina bejai obi awa yare sciatica untini aya wo ya che a utriti a enko pens ni ntumu nyai o ya wo no eko deep 20 minutes magic machine be ma pens no ejai obi wo ho wa yare be se ne kotodwe ene ne nan chese pens ni nya easy minu ya wutie me magic machine waba owo maso ye ho oba ye rebebo awo asa yare sawo ye obi a wo yare BP abribia metaka se BP nya yare nso fa ho aduru obebu sasa adenti a doctor taka se BP nya yare hwe BP ya ade a eye wo a ada se wuntini mu asisi se ye bie entini no mu ma wa onyare BP eko se wakoma aelaji a obipi be kosoro ye kolete akoma no ma wa obipi no be ba fom se ekuro ba wuntini mu a obipi be kosoro ye kum kuro no ma wa obipi be kofom se wo ye obi a bibi wo wo boha a ye kan se lance se wo lance no mbie yi a wo pin kama emma obipi be kosoro ye tuti a ebeba fom se wonya entirimu anasa nipadua mu kuro biara ebeba no ebetumi ama obipi akosoro ye tuti sa yare na obipi be kofom wonya diabetes ya obipi be kosoro ye tuti diabetes na obipi be ba fom wonya typhoid obipi be kosoro ye tuti typhoid ma obipi be ba fom so even malaria mpochew na ekosoro obipi be kosoro wutiti malaria obipi be ba fom sawo ye obi a wa yare biti se yare bia echewa ache na enko no etumo ma obi pikosoro eno ti bi so doctor no say edian ena ma obi piko osoro a o ma ho aduru ana BP na aduru na ode ma wo ma wani na ho na bra na yenhwe adekora ama o BP yare na yen solve adekoro no ne basa oni BP biem obi se doctor me dia me yare stroke da fie magic machine aba tese ama ayaresa no kra na aye simple ama yen yare a ye be sa no 1 year 6 months no magic machine wo ho no 2-3 months na ho atọ ya wa yare bi wo ho a oba ya onko onsanfa yare no nko enkrofo bebre ya de poma bai poma no twere adwuma Moses ya okọ ne wura fimpo so kita poma eniti se wutie me na se wo yare da fia Dr. Amponsa ma promise o say faka abra spentes usu besi wo Costa Junction ho usi ya busa taxi station for no say o re Dr. Amponsa wo Kumasi aye wo hwim Tigo Junction taxi rank ho bra hon so na beje wayaresa obi se doctor me wo ulcer peptic ulcer chronic ulcer gastric ulcer ene sa ulcer ahodo enyina wo abra eye kuro na wo yem Dr. Amponsa ekuro no ache ye de machine besi wo yafunu no so na yamma eyafunu no mu ses ni nyina ya adwuma na afi yamma okuro aduro na ulcer no ase atu ama ho atọ every bia me kase Mugabe ti asidi every bia nyame nam no so ebeje wo nkwa eruti Dr. Amponsa ba promise o say maso ye ho no ba bibiara wo hye emfa no say wa bo modern na bra na obi free Cote d'Ivoire obi free Nigeria eba hospital ote elibu o se kwanwa ote takrade o se kwanwa jaika ayaresa kwanye wa wo hwe nipa etie Mugabe abrochire na ye free abrochire bagana hospital a minu ya wo hwe me ne you be surprised bebre ba beda hotel onko na busuampo na ya sane yare na wasan konachi eno nti se wutie me na wo yare da fia ma promise o zebra enkrofo a mu hia awo se opet twins kura me ya ma nyame ama metumi eno nti me kasa me je me hudi me maso ye ho no enya se wo be kase ai me dia me nyini me nya ogidie na ebe sa yare aduro no ene me magic machine die ogidi o onyini o ebe sa yare enti se wutie me ne na wo da ho fie na wadwen ho se o me yare we die enkoda me maso ye ho ba ho ebeko eye compose se yare no ebeko eje wa ma unya banku ade a ene Dr. Amponsa mesa yare ama ho atọ na nipa wo betra fie no wo na wo problem na ne ebeba de nyame na meso Mugabe ebeje no nkwa ne mo number no na wa frɛ me ene ma mo number no ntem ene ma me mo number no na frɛ sa lines we frɛ me baako eye 0243 eye WhatsApp esa ye calling number 0243 11 08 75 0243 11 08 75 0243 11 08 75 ena Tigo line oni 027 85 99 611 027 85 99 611 wo yare no ma mosokura tutu America bra yare amensa e wo maso ye Mugabe eno ne chonko a wo chode a mentumo moa se enya cho na yare biara ekuti a no se ugidi o onyini o ne amhia ne se obeba nyame na meso beje nkwa magic machine etiase na nyankopon ama yetumi ye de besa yare me da se me ka se Dr. Amponsa jesoma me se wa yare safie
if I may ask, is it a legal matter for the Supreme Court to decide as to which side of the House constitutes the majority or minority? It is for good reason that justice is said to be blind, and further, that justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done in all cases, not in only those cases to which some people appear to be sentimentally attached. So I know him very well before he became Attorney General. Read that letter carefully. And that's one of the things they are missing. There's vast difference between Parliament as an institution and the office of the Speaker. The Speaker is a party before the Supreme Court, not Parliament. So as Speaker, when the Attorney General is taking a different position from my position, I should still contract him as my counsel. I will leave it at that. Once I'll meet the Attorney General and I'll tell him my peace of mind on some legal issues and pronouncements he made at the Supreme Court. You know, Attorney Generals must be respected as learned, but it should not be part of what Obama referred to. Not me. It will not work. Number 4. Half of the terms they use against me is part of the hazards of the work. We do everything as leaders, not to bring up our youth to believe that indecent, intemperate, insulting and offensive language is the way to go. But people interpret freedom of speech to mean that freedom of speech without responsibility. You can just use any words. But you know how offensive it is to you yourself or your parent when it's used against your father or mother. But for me, what I believe in is that you reap what you sow. President and the Judiciary. Please go through the Constitution or the laws of Ghana. There is nowhere where the president can refuse to receive a bill passed by Parliament. In fact, the crafters of the Constitution are so careful that they even took away veto power from the president. So in Ghana, our president cannot veto a bill passed by Parliament. It's clear in the Constitution that the president will receive the bill passed by Parliament. If he has concerns, he will communicate to Parliament that I have concerns on this bill that you have passed within 7 days. Then he has 14 days to put across those concerns back to Parliament, and Parliament is called upon to reconsider the bill, taking his inputs into consideration. That is what is in the Constitution and the laws of Ghana. So if the president refuses to even receive the bill, What has he done to the Constitution? You understand? 2, in the Constitution, the President is permitted to refer the bill to the Council of State for advice. He didn't even do that. So the term I even used is very mild. In the case of the judiciary, a bill is a bill. It's not law. It's just a bill. This is a draft that is being discussed. The judiciary is going to do what? Be part of the law-making process. Tell us what to do in the bill. It's only when it's passed and assented to by the president, then it becomes law, that the judiciary can come in to interpret and enforce. There's nothing like that. And this is something that immediately, with supersonic speed, it should have been jettisoned, not entertained at all by the court. Now what it means is that anytime any bill is before us, and we are working on it at this stage, anybody can just take it to the court. And that will mean that Parliament will have to stop and wait until the final determination of what?
Welcome back live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM. Some need a dozen. Honorable Surugat says, answer Honorable Namalin Suatna say, you better digest issues, you know. They say they're lawyer, escort for lawyer, congratulations. And whenever I say white and black, I just say, and I'll go to an
the Benemanco court and then me a solicited.
What I see. Capacity Namwali. And I just say,
it was breaking news because of the agent. Maybe yes, breaking news because we are 66-year-old. I don't know how 66.
You are calling to the
sister, yes. It's now called to the bar. And I'm so it is a public notice.
Nade. Now we are MP go any football age on a more serious note, Yamfa we emum. Emebuna omo water si omo money enyeden. Tesi eye community clinic ho a servo eye nungua ene ne patemu nyina no. Useless president we kan bubu la general hospital. Inti sa eye clinic no. Eno na servo amanfo wo ho nyina na yenya ne tie se Ghana Health Service krata wo Ministry of Health oko boy o masensan krata se omuko bubu hospital no enwunu mu isi ne foforo aban we ya aban fon bubu clinic na hospital we nsi ye 32 days to go se oko boy ne na ado ene ne ba omia sa useless nkofo miensan so mo atimi afa 8 years NC hospital a matashifu a ama MP wo eye benayikuno onu akasa kasa esi polyclinic ayeden e de ama wo mu ti wo se ba pa e friend se okoboy no onu su eye obibi MC ya ho ne ye for Mordecai ani ye ya John me make one move e wo tashi ho e mabuno no mo titeso kokko na mo protect mo clinic no 32 days o mo timi fancy hospital mamo e te sa mo yare amunya ba bia anye mo yare sa mamo fa abo mamo fa tuo mamo fa jan monye demonstrations na mo tentesu kokko enchira ba fun we ya wo bubu lafo de egu ye besi ni ye to blog ni ato eye yesi ayon was nti monye steady e wo ho ono abo bana yiko e retain seat na ma NDC obo adwuma ho yi papa nti mo chano so well ono abo so go memu akwaba bibi abako dem
alhamdulillah
fantastic
kakra baby okoba
bibi adam
unim se me ba me bisa se dia no de buy into na share da ene me epatu ni me yaka anu achi me na mo na obi send me message me hwa na message be ni wo se November nobody goes for a girlfriend, it will be wrong. And I'm saying assembly. Until my friend and business and assembly, I was in November.
I don't want to see our Equatorial Guinea.
November, I was in November, the Okofabia, after another Tobro Yanyama. Until the train, December Chomo.
I such a Ghana so bad Ghana or Beda as a chada was saying, oh, Suha.
That's always got
2 weeks. Was same wa. Hey, a month 400.
Oh, Bank Patrol, Yanu never cut.
Now I have videos, maybe.
And Yanu near can have videos way. Me, I come on in videos with them the other day. Me, Cassaniama, me, yes, I am a
haram mount.
Aye, Minia. Now, Koshan, as I say, a junior Kofana, who conquered now so quite. Of happening for one year, one time. Metia, I'm paying 1 cent, me, share. Now, IGP, you look our fan. Media Mate, Bami Hui. Attorney General, Bagwing, Parliament, and come myself. America for Swatwaba. And I said, yes, our experience for more here. And they said there were more incumbents for the United so much because that is the world order. Since a world order, and it's a we increment. You ready? Say, Brazil, and I started here. Ne jogu ye no free Brazil. Brazil one and him say old Lule Besaba. Lule to ni with all the support on yan baby Lule to ni and about UK. For UK it was a tsunami because how been since
2007.
Been since
Liba
ship baby ah.
Your mama congratulate you train na do ne ba omi.
Na say na do no mo support to say Baumia vice, and ono Nana do president, and Biden a president, and Harris a vice. Intino, omo we ni anu no take catch intino, omo amfano. They say abeye ni bresem. Ye ko kan say. And ye dey ko justify. Especially hampo dia ase kura bonwa sebi.
Omo to abani based on the economy.
That's say economy. Why? And I am when we say in MPP before they don't learn, they are still talking about
Sankofa in
na Yichianka wa Hose Sankofa.
America for Sankofa.
Now we president of South America honourable baby. So Ortega.
Ortega.
So move for Suya, CI for ya, and Argentina or Nicaragua. Almost for Suya no mini fiso. And no some buy or buy no lose election bill. Because we comfort by you whom you buy.
And you know, simple. Minia say, baby, I do need a Ghana. I'm for that son MPP for that son nam. Say, Omudi here advert. Say, John Ba Obabe free education. Can you believe this? Baby, I could crowd do na for 80 years. Now, that's who decentral. And then maybe Jina catch us and Nako Ford is not happy. Say, but Omiaji title as the biggest liar. And before so be finished, he would do everything possible to take the title. And about me, just say, me, title where I make guiding is a bit.
I'm a co speaker and some press conference, of course. America, then they said, Yadia baby. Sana Ghana for better.
Yenina Pamino, Chado, Nina, and Samacho. Minia. Yenina Tihasi. Anya Krayami, Ruminina, ye are former members of parliament. Yenim say, Yenyaka ye are elected as a member of parliament. Yes, so we share status now. President, ye elected across board and focus sala elected no. Now, enams a president to eba kupa want me who ni esi one person aso. There is a more important person who say elected now, but representing womo any MPs. Inti MPs elected womo. Ye elected MPs na wie no. Ni omama dwumanti MPs no ena de niema ehia mpeso aso for constituency beko. No makwa discuss it. No makwa executive no. Judiciary ya wie no a ya churo law na wie no a se achinye ba ho atie ni yo se achinye ba ho a ana es okay bra na be ma wu nyansa ne ade ama wo no asechire uni Mugabe mitambia mikasa discuss that topic where aduba ko na si ya mitrima o sa me deba Muga sabe wanu ya ucha
dabi
me pacho constitution ye ka 1992 constitution who mo na troy any constitution ni
babe mo ka ho
babin ka ho General Mosquito ka ho
was called to the bar in 1983
master me say MPP boycott to say wo mo ni nkrofo wo mo dwene mu miet so mo e be kwa transact
stolen verdict
enti no wo mo ntworo ana nkrofo yakotworo ne yedi bibia hyem ani ama various separation of powers masa we nkanya bibia anya yie kura no sabi yakasi ehwa the chief justice the judiciary especially the supreme court omo derive authority free one parliament the president will only appoint or nominate. Who nominated now? He can never be a Supreme Court judge or a Chief Justice until say Parliament advert no ma bisa nanunsem no ma visa okay ya penis okokoye and the Parliament can never be subservient. Emeya akwa Parliament intimi meya akwa o me de be judiciary ase dabi unim ne yam yan say we still have very fine lawyers, fine judges. Me, I want to tell you, and time be I'm very careful. Because when we here, any pack a crab or more no. One bema do no and come to Mufi say, Ghana don't know Mudi Yajman, Wamako Casama Enka. And yes, I mean, we are simple and straightforward. Interpretation by no way. Na denti,
nominees me no ho
me kama anu kan who be into no force no. How can a whole chief justice start like I say there is a constitutional crisis? One can say there may be or they seem to be where your emphatic statement say there is a constitutional crisis.
Parliament is not sitting.
Why? Parliament is not sitting. And then Speaker Kacha and say there is no constitutional crisis. Period.
Yes.
I listened to him from first sentence to the last.
Let no one misinform you.
Was it let no one misinform you, disinform you? Was it constitutional crisis today? Parliament, ya dumu no ana, ya dissolve Parliament ana, and that's what biko. Was it me imagine me nyansa? Was it a what juma de? Oko 2 articles 115, 110, 112, and then 97. And what besides empty the Supreme Court about declare seat or empty or an no Supreme Court Chief Justice never
majority and minority.
Minority. A simple question.
In a certain arrangement.
O besides simple questions. Emra na ya to about 2020 no. NDC nya saying 137. MPP nya saying 137. There is no majority. Obi no majority. Because independent nin ka obi ahun. But one because it's when him say president win MPP no I was so facilitating what boy said about government business because so no man quite no declares a work or can with ya Mahama majority the money MPP Sata no I didn't know Omanko interpretation Amra a bad in Canada Japan time no I was a phone. I declare and performance and greater credit minister and the interior minister. I quote and what can be. And quote a bar saying conforming and say, my parliament and the annual Medino. I didn't see a speaker. A shield room said diabetes. Especially at Joseph and be before one can some passive vote of no confidence. How was Joseph also? So I'm on panel, near any free war. Nobody forever. I didn't see a speaker and a shield or protect him. I don't know. Na any interpretation you want. Address of no proceedings ben ama vote ben or vote alongside NDC.
Sabako cannot they need to ambulance mo. No wanya stroke.
Yeah. Kofi kum hunter a whole crown is ambulance and by no one them. No mo say that no ambulance and better parliament. As to whether that is true or not is another thing. Masa, what show we no amra and a speaker a Supreme Court and so Chief Justice. I never saw a kaya me shame lawyer. And he said, well, see, the people, hundreds of thousands will go without representation. And why should that happen?
And I saw for
Master, I say enough. One who crew a war, you vote to a man on who speaker, and now say they're bitter, you need free war. One can see any free one quo. We say a Jumana Wabayan for 3 years no. Young people free parliament to send here. Parliament or one see order. Expunge everything.
Court order.
Masa, I know the Sancrofono, 77 nipa. Sal, electoral commission na boomraso. What catch na woman say, Munko vote na send na meye edru
a day before
parliamentary was it Abida?
Monto presidential
and Monto parliamentary. For 4 years, ni woman will be and no Chief Justice, now he. How can you give such then you conclude say there's a constitutional crisis? From which one? For where?
Say no the lawyer.
I'm not Marco Quay.
No ojitu say say no kan no oka say parliament they are not sitting no. Omani ya we say no nye Supreme Court.
Ojitu mo yi.
Oh no,
what can say one any apology? On be apologize to us.
No, say we sorry say
one can when you say the word sorry, when you say sorry. What is always the way
actions near the no
massa reactions and actions and ubetimi obi anim no hu ne woni trim ubetimi hu Mugabe to me hu anim anim ne wo trim and anu there massa ana make say there are very good Supreme Court judges, appeal court judges, high court judges from the circuit court, the magistrate, all of them. There are very good magistrates and judges, but of course there are also political ones. And yes, idea back when can was see case we no it was one way and political and legal because we go to various instances that time in there na interpretation. Now why should you run? I can't just 2 months. I wouldn't so numbers in imponye and one he did not adjourn parliament for was see until say cool down. Yes, be cool down until some people before no woman can say do more buying. Fenyo marking. I catch almost one work out or no. No speaker. What tenacity, what boy Jojo near member 20 minutes take decision. Wa, Obano Casa and 1 minute take decision. What aside?
Someone now can you say a Chief Justice? Baby, and I make say, okay, say video in your ready.
How can you say that? I am simple and straightforward. There is no way near Chief Justice here, Massa. Parliament or China. They are going. Ghana. Na so on the obey them because sitting arrangements and your bag me adwuma, you speak adwuma. E ships no na masha. Ye ina tena order. As a woman misbehave, bag me order masha ne so onyu mpie. And as far as parliament is concerned there, 135 against 136.
It is say parliament mo de court and speaker no mo de court.
Say wo the speaker na court. Institution parliament the ultimate and then court. And to the speaker, and the speaker can say, men or the court. And work as speaker, I didn't mean to be okay. Yeah, Ghana for you know, was it President Akufo-Addo, any Chief Justice Tokonu, one more at the Ghana for Bonnie, one more at your constitution and one more Pacho. Near besides, said there no me, Massa, constitution, I am right in our Troy, a woman trodo law. Bill, parliament, apart from say parliament, will be a sponsor individual, private members bill, you know. All bills are what parliament in a free executive no never. Because one president, no na to about money say, say. And for the president to be able to do 1, 2, 3, no free say, oh yeah, low way. To know why any bill. Bill any bar, and your bedroom parliament now yet the property of parliament. And this a bill in the parliament Jojo one more any one which in say yempeswas your constituencies no. Is it this bill no you turn into law, you pass into law? Can it go and help? Constitution actually says you passing we na say bibia we near pass ya vote to after third consideration ya pass no. Process now ya dey bra president no only who powers or stop process no. You don't.
But why?
I don't think we say we butu constitution we dear constitution no. And can baby and come impeach.
Now what is Supreme Court to be say?
Supreme Court to say the any there. We say ya dia bro bill.
And we are LGBTQ.
I know there was said that so that at the Supreme Court for money mo show. But the see work say was some clerk as a letter submit bill no ma pass no into law no aye law. I was a president Akufo-Addo assign was say enne one for letter into so some fan copium. Na ye say Akufo-Addo beji ana wonji. So first one no the executive secretary you ben say
mediator
nyame amwano no ntiapo
ono so kwa so American man
nyame mwano na
on kwa ye born ho kadodo intensive
nyame mwano no ntiapo
o say o man
onu enetimi throw letter e the brep speaker of parliament say me wonu sa letter no constitution na o say fabra no wan hweye na odisi ya ne obehu kura no e de be yotan
ye ho fa man e de na kwato America no
media minim sa o but eja Sebi unria bro enkonko tubanche.
Thank you.
Udia bro abanche.
Video na you ready. The course of Supreme Court Chief Justice ne afi we are now honorable lawyer na mo ale so di bi aka ho.
I'm not sure that this suit is to enable Parliament is to declare.
Very well. I take it that's really in your.
So if I would.
It is important to place on record that both the plaintiff and the Attorney General have complied with these orders, and this court is able to complete hearing of this suit if the Speaker chooses to file no processes. For the above reasons, the application is refused.
Lord, we are extremely grateful.
So, Mr.
Lord, grateful.
So, Mr. Sorry, will you be filing anything, or should we hear without you?
Oh, no, I don't have instructions on that matter, but especially so that if my lady looks at the affidavit that I filed, I said the order was served on the Speaker on Monday, so he has 7 days. I will speak with him to draw his attention to the courts.
Exceptional circumstances that would flow from the effect of the ruling of the Speaker of Parliament declaring the 4 seats vacant and a determination not to allow the MPs to remain in Parliament. What are some of the effects that weighed on our minds as exceptional circumstances that were alluded to in the ruling? The 4 constituencies of Amenfi Central, Fomena, Aguna West, and Suhum in the Western region, Ashanti region, Central region, and Eastern regions of Parliament are made up of hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians who had queued to elect these members of Parliament to represent their interests in Parliament as their voices. By declaring that their duly elected representatives in Parliament had vacated their seats for acts that were interpreted within the light of Article 97(1)(g) by the Speaker was actually enforcing this interpretation of Article 97(1)(g) against those hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians, and not just the 4 people that sit in Parliament. We have considered the application and find that the grounds supporting the application have no merit because of the very explicit and clear directions of the 1992 Constitution, specifically Article 2, Article 130, and Article 296, and established decisions of the Supreme Court from decades of the country's constitutional history. Grant of orders beyond 10 days. The Speaker's lawyer urges that because of Order 25, Rule 18 of the High Court Civil Procedure Rules 2004, CI 47, that enjoins high courts to grant injunctions and other preservation orders for 10 days in the first instance if heard ex parte, and without notice to one party summoned before the court. The Supreme Court was also enjoined to grant the ex parte order for 10 days as a matter of rules and practice.
Very well. Honorable should go for me see nothing.
Let me just conclude. You can. Udia share the way anamami kasa. Some catch you. Share the way anamami kasa. Baby, I will call you free. Say, onu de constituencies be owa mu de sebe ehia no. But other constituencies de sebe nyen krofo na wo ho. O kasa ti say ne onu ene ye MPs no to the point the cross o can say MPs no mu salaries wo mu onya mu salary e be affect wo mu life. How can Anidachi na sim fosu asin North MP your friend say question asin North MP question e ba na nimu no ano de wo mo asin for no de na hia for 1 full year 1 year o mo ni obia wo ba parliament America kan sal in fear 9 up to today sal for fear 9 o mo do mo nya nipa o mo ni obia but mami we when some mami ka Masa, edi asem no ka chese ma me na wiata so say ya no beka enti no eno mo aka say okay we do beka
yeah as said the koye banter between the Supreme Court and the Judiciary and the legislature
yeah eno na bagbe e ka say kire ya o kan say because say so din yansa to hunti no ena niam bibre ho obu na ni ku so ma me no tie say enyina ni e criticize bagbe say awobia si ankobo obi asum mpo a anka ballot no kura ya infri nanum ansa na wutimi we ni ye obi MPP for mo proto against so mbe ye bibia se wunya na so wanya ndc for na monya adenti na wonto nyom ne my side but what try ye me ati say so long we say there is a president government aye nyina count the government must flow until niama bi wo ho I was said who compromise na afenyu marking 1 2 3 no di mirika kri
age
me kwa oni age
so obeka ni peace of mind actually
yes oni age
so obey national service
no
a leader
no a leader obey national service no a leader that is not to say sir unnim wade ye the position na ma we respect you because you are but untimi wo mom we against one no no wasa court akoka say lawyer for fire and ni say nko fa lawyer no I was saying be foul because we know you ban lawyer won so we ye di pefe say woni ni nka wo against no who support MPP for we ye kwaya na buy
very well mameko lawyer asro lawyer
ni ka me pese ma nche atifo na ahwefo nyina
fantastic
me pese me ma correction bi
lawyer ni
MPP enya MPP for na ye tro constitution mama o Ghana Bar Association na UP for no ana omo ye policy at that time no sabna MPP ni ho
minim wo mo na be ye MPP anti mato ase
na omo reason omo ay say anyama makola for space 10 and if so na omo de yama on 5
seamstress
and if so omo ntwe ni fishermen and ekuafo na market women and transit edan ba kumu enye entro constitution but ya na omo refi say aboso kan spare parts for the world no me classmate bi no could have become there are a lot of graduates there, people with masters almost on spare parts. So don't just tell them say they are market women and that's what we say. Indeed, that was the mistake of the UP tradition at that time, including the Bar Association. Now constitution number 2 no constitution ye je na nim buga Caesar tamana oye emperor no wo de bia okwase bi gyan nchen wodi wadwin ba na wantumi an convince sa akwase na into ordinary term Caesar on tiasie ma so constitution e tro no ye tro constitution e de ma Ghana fo say over constitution a obetumi akan atiasie na ba bia e bia ntiasie no enko edwuma say ye mienu ye pre ho a e na obekọ supreme chinye aba ho a na wako for interpretation that the Supreme Court ba menia ye kenyina afanyama ka ohuri ye no ohuri ko oko Supreme Court no o use article 2 e de Supreme Court na ho crap no ntiasere wan tiasie ye o ye lawyer o no me lecture mpo o lecture me taught wow but uhwe article 2 na see a person article 2:1 a person who alleges that an enactment or anything enactment here law emra yaye or anything contained in or done under the authority of that enactment no sa law no or that or any other enactment b any act or omission of any person is inconsistent with or is in contravention of a provision of this constitution. Now interpretation Supreme Court edimano Parliament no ye won sonko e wo se atro constitution ma Ghana fo nyina de but Ghana eba Parliament no on ma Parliament awodin bi I feel privileges and immunities say untimi nkaka Parliament na asameka privileges and immunities makai bibi Chief Justice in the kind many nyadwe only was what kind the people will be deprived of their omunya representation. The constitutional article 1126 or see notwithstanding clause 5 of this article, a by-election shall not be held within 3 months before the holding of a general election. It go forward is 3 months to general election. So a by-election should not be into obi ye pamuno obi or see no by-election. And see I say obi kon nyan declare chikwa. They will be deprived of their MP. enti na article we say 6 no 1136 na opa chere dey enti minia constitution ye nyina ye kan ti ase o say ye mienu kasi ye nti ase a na ye be call parliament Supreme Court but at the ye kan article 115 na bisa say ehifa na time be na article 115 be happen enti mini bag me ye adwen article 115 says na your side notes nita me person be kind side notes no na headline no who can see chuchikata argument letter petition no all money submission na Supreme Court judge back can say oh the head you know and I said normally take a decision no and I charge you oh if it is head notes and headlines then you all know the position of the law but omo ntie no kan no no mu rugesi chuchikata the law lies in your bosom. There shall be freedom of speech, debate, proceedings in Parliament, and that freedom shall not be impeded or questioned. Shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or place out of Parliament. The whole Ghana, this Article 115, no, where shall it work and when shall it work?
No court.
No court.
Yes.
No court include the Supreme Court, include the District Court, include the Juvenile Court, include the Tribunal, including Charge, including Kangaroo Court.
Article 115 for the 19.
Also, no court. It shall not be questioned. In the Parliament, Beno shall not be questioned in any court or place any court proceedings. Oh, you can't say proceedings of Parliament. Near course of Parliament, no, shall not be questioned. Shall not be questioned in any court and any place out of Parliament. It has a calculated question. What we say? Yes, it's no.
Speaker in mood.
Of course, that's only the epitome of democracy. Say Parliament in Yamra. Parliament in New democracy can be coming.
Wow. Oh, and such a way, sir. Young Article 117. Civil or criminal process coming from any court, civil or criminal process or criminal process coming from any court or place out of Parliament, any court or place out of Parliament shall not be served on or executed in relation to the Speaker or a member of Parliament or the clerk to Parliament while he is on his way to attending at or returning from any proceedings of Parliament. We say Musi hey
the majority leader
simple thing Kwasiano Caesar ho obetiase Kwasiano Caesar ho we kan Kwasiano atiase na dwe wo form o Caesar ho so what be convincing now na dia man o financial budget na den Caesar ntiase wow eti we no ma amafo ntumfutro ngu Ghana
for constitution ho asem
for 182 aso
mami kan 122
122 okay
122 when the Parliament asem an act or omission which obstructs the Supreme Court they are trying to obstruct Parliament obstruct or impede Parliament in the performance of its function an act or omission which obstructs or impedes Parliament
see Parliament
in the performance
like hindrance blocking
in the performance of its function or which obstruct or impedes a member or officer of Parliament
parliamentarian bia na say officer of free Parliament
in the discharge of his duties
for the
affront the dignity of Parliament which tends either directly or indirectly to produce that result is contempt.
It's contemptuous. And no Parliament to me settle for contempt.
Yes. Oh,
Parliament no to me so.
Yes.
No. The court so
straightforward.
Separation of powers.
Yes, straightforward.
na 118 no ma honorable Solugonso fa me ko 118
110
no
subject to the provisions of this constitution. Parliament may by standing orders regulate its own procedure.
May
for so or say by this constitution no Parliament
may
yes,
quote
opa womu nyamra omunde be omadwuma samra no mbe ye no pia no obesi won tumi so si wo kwan
obe extract obe
yes one the own extract wo because womu no Parliament no mu ni madwuma o so wo ye enti no constitution ma wo kwan say mo nyamra anu ane anya standing orders no ye free here.
So are we in a constitutional crisis?
We are not in constitutional crisis.
Unim sa article 97(1) G and H. On person we use development principle. Omo hu say nya gba biye no no kure o. Obi hu say no kure sa na ese ba no because sa na aba. Who can simple straightforward. It's clear and unambiguous. Clear on Bannerman CJ, in Republic versus May Kankai. Clear and unambiguous. But who said Domlovo as my call court no? Not the reverse more. And can Supreme Court at the assembly immediately now?
Uncotan office.
But I'm Chayam and call retirement. And some woman justice. So the same thing. The same thing.
Electoral Commission.
I'm train. On by but omo twema bibia agin sema wie no nobody we see never so I didn't share Bagui was
so the expectation is to say China in Parliament.
Oh, Ochina no say well as to adeba kwa memen kai as to on but them say whips no muntaka no na omo hihye nkodwan man otra say no oye whip anami bo
no chief whip
chief whip omno mo hihye man but we nya de be din o me we see afejima ke no anya botre the first day I call Parliament no em say 6 January no
experience
we say call NDC for control majority and MP for control minority and yes proceedings no and Babin Casio okay the independent I declare for you majority and the next day no almost sign so someone Supreme Court order to me can you order as you do because now the order was to stay while the thing has happened already. No, stay the proceedings, but the thing has happened already, and you can somewhere reverse the your proceedings, and I say whatever decisions you have taken. No,
they can't because it was not a ruling. The Supreme Court can only stay execution on a ruling. Back being speaker did not rule. He only communicated.
So that what I'm can say. That did not happen.
Not happen.
So you can't come and do that.
So stay execution.
So can at Felemark in case or say. We don't want to move from Brazil minority or more.
So one effort.
Now, what kind the Supreme Court ruling, you know, not by me, I interpret the Supreme Court action. No, Wakasu Majatum and I mean you to a to a quote to 113 say the Supreme Court, whatever happened in Parliament, no court can stay, can do anything. Who's not a chief justice article 3 or 2, bagging. No, article 2 about bagging. That's article 2 no. Say you can see you be share article 2 failure to obey or carry out the terms of an order. Say Supreme Court Bible is better kasi we I disobey parliamentary order. Danado. Ono say say okodi and say ofi na konya
impeaching.
You bit me impeaching no. Odo di run Bible so no say Bible so no so onimu. Enti sa we say no ohwe it is clear and unambiguous. Enti no mo ya ni say me the omo interpret article 97 1G and H no.
Okay.
Omo interpret we nyina e ko onim back being parliament offer no nkofo benim na enti offer parliament no. Enya nyankofo no ye no. CIB ba. CNA de beto aba no. E transfer 21 days.
Not 21 days no mo ko ya no.
Won.
They can't get it because we are in November. About 7 days. 30 days.
They can sit Saturday and Sundays. Saturday and Sunday, but my transfer.
Ubeja election, we campaign.
I guess I don't know executive order. They are.
I use 127 now. last 4 years again will be used to.
Madam Maase, mame emfa abo from Krato kakra Medimosis clinic and Herbal center omo na de Medimosis garlic capsules dia bedwa so pebi num se de be ya beboa na mabra circulation no moja etimi edi ni peduanum afusane ye papa edi amawo na boost immune system no aso ye wan so prostate problem mema no sexual weakness male and female infertility hypertension diabetes sciatica typhoid fever malaria stroke any dental problems no winya ebe anaso ye hona kwa obema wa yare sani nyina adenta barrier or ni police station edi nhwe ni mu AESL building inside the Ghana Highway Authority yard ewo Accra Ministries eje kwajo woni eye school for the deaf and edi nhwe ni mu ene kuma sa ni makokobe nso no obehu no ewo ho fene 0244068447 0244068447 ofrena obeje oso na bibia konkan ede amount power specialist about what we say men kan show hepatitis A B C D E na tete or fatty liver sciatica prostate problem broken bones ulcer compo NSU minimum fibroid minuaba ni nyina obebo ho modern na watumi ama wo ayaresa wo power specialist about hospital chira kwan ya Kumase omo free ya select bosumju kwantempo no so woni Jezbo filling station edi nhwe ni mu Accra wo kwabenya pokwase CP kwantempo no so Takrade wo Anaji Estate wo be Anaji MA Primary School no friend 0244 544422 0244 544422 ofrena obeje so Safari Valley Eco Resort Sebra eba wildlife experience ma omoye number 1 udu maso ye ho a jata sebo omo swimming pool ewo eye gym ewo aso ye ho omo nnuane a omo serve ho no local and continental dishes wo bese wo ware wie kodi honeymoon eye wedding na ye birthday celebrations ni ade nyina no udu ane kire Safari Valley Eco Resort wa wani beji wo ye papa omo pa no so de kama papa bi de ono abusurugu peni bi ene wo boy adwuma wo so awonte kwen bia ene se taso de ene eche Equatorial Guinea bema na wanya no sanim eno an se obeko eye Safari Valley Eco Resort ene eche se ho no empa no modern ama wa won se obe filie ama 0596914394 0596914394 ono abusurugu se enche obeba ho nti agea aya no wa maachi no boot for boot e bia wokọ bia wokọ Safari dia woni agea na eko ene asembia eni akiri amuzu eye Herbal clinic e dia amuzu garlic bitters ene eboa unya amuzu garlic bitters ni bia e mamoja timidi ni pedua no mafusa ni ye reduce cholesterol every ni pedua no control urine flow ene sign reduce high blood pressure minimize high sugar level bibi no mun ntumi emo pharmacy shop Herbal shop bia be wrem no obenya biato for Dr. Amuzu 0247 776743 0247776743 ofra obeje so sanso na S natural mineral water and super packaging ba kope Ghana fo nyina jatum yese water is life na nsuo no yese simply natural pebinum mekom shop bia obenya biato sanso na wodi wani ekire SYZ broadcasting 37 Abebrise Street ubenya bi ato na so wakoton ama bibia konkan ede ama Herbal Hills International School ewo media of the Nsawam Road wodi wani ekire wa Fremont Montessori antetiye obano wa wono nga abokwesi mfienum yebema ne Montessori antetiye kama sanso ena lower and upper primary so no admission egusua ekoso for nature media of the Nsawam Road Herbal Hills International School say excel and shine na enei enra na ye on the seas right echina ene na ye seas ene no pe ya skabi abedi ensa atesi obisi kaayira ama skano ababedi eye SYZ eye broadcast ha ebia ne skano eye wodia nti wobetumi aba se neda yi usika bi ayira yentumi instate amount no nti wo ba wo na abekire se usika ne eyira wa ha ana se eyira wa ha ne skano eye amount to say ana eye amount to say wo ba eye front desk wa ewo SYZ broadcast na ewo 37 Abebise Street ya obetumi de Ghana card aka ho anase identity bia ebekire se we yesimesi ana we obenten no waba oba na obekire ne scan ye odia management ebe hand scan ayeden ede amount nti nyuma pa ye ni bi eno no ye nyame so adwuma se nyame adwuma ne ye ena wo dia ayeden wo dia akoso ajese
ebetomo na so kra na ko se mo hwehwe
yentumi mma
kiusu bia
ss kan mu bia usika yira bia sika ne yira aye ababedi ha ene ya sana ababedi ha say obi ampe obi sika aba be di ensa no nyese e betena so o say announcement o beje so a free of charge ye nye okapre announcement ye nyina no one of our social responsibilities ni bi ye de ma ye o my Ghana eso ye dia betimi dia bo ano no ntu be chiri sika na ye wo dia management me ameka ho bi ye be hand over the money to you me jina mo bi lawyer ni nemlim now to mo sika ira sika wa ye den say
o man my do
ya kwa America kakra na
oh in campus me expose to MP before and trunk it in kitty na me say you me say Ghana for Ghana for ade ba campus mu hu ni say MP before e ba ba mu omudi ntro bebre entro no de na omu wie so amaka so maye bre omu nye kufo ba be mo so promise national health insurance national onya aban no ba be no be national health be mutual health insurance atamis na be national health insurance se ne be ukta card to the hospital be bia sanso na do ba no see free SHS all students are to get free SHS in school from college na benya free SHS na and this for because we 419 and parampan so oba no enye obia de nya SHS almost start obia oye o kasi 41 oba no obeye o si first year into second year and third year the fourth year no mo nya bi o na but o ye campaign o si obia school di bia kola bia benya bi na fe so almost an ka say free SHS no ni hian so adware awofo ni hian so adware o si ni hian so adware na ko school so u ba ko school a un se kra na wan se kra 7,000 8,000 de u be say ntro ni bia MP before enti ene ni aba o meka so be baga kata man microphone ya de ntro they are lying record ka say one village one dam na we as no say oh enya every village na villages in the north na fesa no say ye problem so so say enya every village in the north village ho akire won we ntro ni bia MP before mo kasa tie kasa no yo ntro kwa ka say one district one factory dade ko to me hu mo factory na mu so ma be say ye hospital ho no tashi ye hu mo factory nwa ye hu mo factory tashi yesi omu sabubu omu polyclinic so se microphone kasa eye entro ni ndada nko enti se baumia agina press e ka che Ghana for say the project omo ya e bi si Ghana na e Palugu dam no more to $12 million ya ko Palugu a dam bia ni ho sika yi so a omo adi so you can see the people that you are dealing with omo dintro
na referee say Amrancio far upper west for aduane de komom na ni nyina amua spy
yes
yemfa komom no
eti microphone ese se ni omo ka chemu nyina no ene du kweo na ka say osikatida na osikatida osofo bi krap no see every man be oyi scammer until end is for koya obi kobu e katena ho say swimming pool no buko me say it can twi mu
akatu me say enti wo de be ma onu abosu
well media no Ghana for motion so mama nto aba ma MPP for that ni nyina zuniza zukeza
mami wanya fa honi de mami fa nto aso mami fa eye nyina ya hu because last week na no so vice president Kamala Harris so be wini se ne be ya o vice no wini se ne be ya ba omi am be nya say yes ene atonsiom wo mo nyina edi o mo se chale me first from say alaje amfa wa de na amfa I'm so say you can't ajigong.
The economy was bad.
Baumia we refer can say based on economy.
Yes, Baumia so be replace Okada with taxes. Kurokura ama. Baumia so be 16 model Islamic secondary school. That was 16 regions. Bakokura ama. Baumia ko promise chief imam send the secondary school no bupuagu within 3 months. No ababesi. And in there, and you need say, Bakukra, the general hospital on Kura, the other Fatun just over Casino in a car, but me and a catcher say, within 18 months, Ghana, there will not be village without toilet and water. Everywhere. But me, or Google is a couple of 16 toilets.
I was a jarry.
No,
want to see toilet no.
Obi a wanya okoni. Wani dia oni. Nso ba omi ade. Ba omi na tipika say ram okan ram no baako no dey abom say 10 was it 10 1000 was it 1000 projects ram baako be one project ram
concrete rules so ama
ni nyina ni kura baako kura ama baumia na ka say hatch nkramofo ye high and then obeti hatch so obaye o move hard price from 11,600 na me hobby about 75,000 baumia nsem de ka say ka enye sky train oso yenye train entron anu cross am na make sesa train no
na ta jomama project o
see ni
tamatum pakadam jomama project
oh yeah I was a member of the finance 396 million yenya ni approve ye bibia approve contractor sa sika no se baye eni atrimodi ntino wo mu di insurance no ekokoma enterprise say enterprise na insure that train no
foriata
enti foriata na make foriata kino foriata and this train no copy me no also mutua $3 million ene and the train ye nyina ka o train nyantu yo and that's one rainwear ya bre
sky train
there so na form the empo na ye na soro
that sky train so $2 million
madam
uncle did $2 million
madam
and so am ko chedi enti no ne de Baumia, there's no way Baumia can take Ghana to nowhere. You're rejecting. Look, Okwa Muslim side, boy, we are not going to elect people based on religion. And your competence, what John Dramani Mahama has been able to do for the Muslim community, ye chem 100. Baumia ntimanya kokra.
Very well.
So why should people go and be thinking of?
I would to senya is rally kesiye wakaswa rally kesiye because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene yenuaba na akoyo ene chamana jare obe sheki butu intimation no say 8 am ewo kaswa na bibia so etimi akoso na ma emamo ene eye superintendent Juliana Oben ne ba birthday nti yema ye offer ene wenye 2 years papa kwesi insura Oben ene wenye 2 years umame ene superintendent eye Juliana Oben yema happy birthday ye libesi a enwumere no se akase ebo beposo himani team no ede ebrel Mugabe Maase ni midin oti lawyer na mole enka na oti onabo surugonso enka oba de no dom ye na se yetinkwam a wo kina ye besan adinhia mamu nyina mo enitie